So this is recording. What's going to happen tonight, a little bit of who we are. We are a team. We all are coaches through the Beachbody platform. And we have used it for so many different reasons. And you'll learn tonight that many of us didn't start because we wanted to be coaches or that it was our plan to be a coach or any of that. But I think it's going to be really cool to see how our programs, our journeys, and our lives have changed over time. The reality of this is we are all very different people. Most of us have met on social media. We have nurses, we have teachers, we have server, corporate people, engineer. We have all sorts of crazy different people, even beyond this, what you're seeing on your screen right now, on our team. And it's really cool to see how all of us have been able to find success and use this to have a healthier and happier life and impact us in ways beyond just coaching.
So you're probably wondering why you would ever want to become a coach or why we, did become coaches. And so I'm just going to briefly touch on this. We're all going to share a little bit more about kind of the reasons why we became coaches or how we became coaches a little later. But the community aspect that coaching brings is truly like unbelievable. Like I have never had this many girlfriends in my entire life. And we support one another and we really do become like a little tribe. And maybe in the beginning, it's just to have a little bit of extra income. Like maybe you want to pay for groceries, or maybe you want to fill up your tank of gas, or then maybe you want to pay for some bigger things like your student loan bill or your mortgage payment or some bigger goals like that. And then maybe you want to actually help other people feel the way that you feel and help them learn that it's important to take care of yourself and take the time to take care of yourself, because I know that's something that I did not ever do before coaching. And then just the accountability that coaching brings. Like we have, our challenge groups where you get accountability in that, but when you become a coach, then other people are relying on you to also make sure that they're staying accountable. So it's like one extra step. And I think that coaching is really the reason why I am still here 2.5 years later on this journey, working out consistently for the last 2.5 years, when in the last 5, it has not been like that. And I don't think that would have been the case if it wasn't for coaching.
So I'll kick it off next. My name is Maria, and like Alexa kind of alluded to, a lot of us are in this coaching business now, not because we thought we ever would be. I started as just a base, shouldn't say just, because you're not just a challenger, but I started off with the challenge groups with Ashley, who is someone that I have known since kindergarten. And I had goals to lose weight and feel confident in my own skin. I got partway into the challenge groups and I realized, thanks to Ashley, that a lot of what I was doing within the accountability groups are what coaches do. I fell in love with the products, Shakeology, Energize, Recover, all of the things. And my coaching business started as a way to pay for those products, because who else doesn't love to have things paid for? So that's kind of how I got started into the coaching aspect. And so after I went to a weekend away with family was when I kind of really kicked off and realized that I could inspire people. I had family members, cousins, my sister, people like that who were asking what I was doing and why I was awake and why I was sneaking away after having a breakfast to go make a shake and things like that. So people saw me doing the things that kind of set me off on my health journey, and it just, made me want to share my journey myself. So that's a little bit about me and how I got into coaching.
So for me, coaching has done kind of so much more than I realized, and I didn't realize this till the other day. But I've always been like someone who's chatty and social and just wants to find like the light in any darkness. And I thought to myself a couple months ago, how cool would it be if I could, like, you see all these people who motivate others online and things like that. I'm like, how cool if like I could do that. And then I never realized it till the other day. And it made me emotional before, and it's making me emotional again now. But even just like my little brother, I didn't know I was gonna do this, messaging me and saying like, he's like, hey Jesse, like I'm trying to do a front flip on the trampoline. I need some motivation. Give me some motivational words. And I was like, oh my goodness, like out of all people, I didn't think it would affect like my little brother. And even though I don't have kids, I realized showing up every day has even just shown him that you can do things that you didn't know you could, and you can take the risks that you didn't know you were capable of. And that's something I've loved about this, and that like all these girls here, and even more than what you're seeing right now, has helped me see that, has shown me that like I'm a badass and I can do these things, and I am here for myself, and I'm in charge of my own journey. And just reading some personal development books that I wasn't like, I'd never thought that was for me, has been such a game changer. And like just being able to show up every day and just hold myself accountable, like coaching, I didn't realize till the other day has just made those perfect impacts that I was looking for. And again, it was just the other day that it hit me, and it's so cool to make that realization. And that yeah, and that even just like when I thought I was confident, it's just taking me even further. And the community of these girls, again, like I can't say it enough how much support it's been, and it's just been able to bring all these emotions out, and it's just great.
So for me, when I initially started, my journey was for weight loss, to be secure in myself and to love me. And literally within a month in, I was like, this is insane how different I am a month later. And this isn't just for me. Like, I should not be the only one who feels this. I should not be alone in my bubble. I should want to be able to help other people feel the same way. And like, coaching has shown me I can do that. I can help other people see that physical growth is important, but mental growth is just as important as well. Like, to show them I can do this, you can. There's nothing special about me. Like, you're special in your own way. Don't take that the wrong way. But like, everyone has the power and is capable to take care of themselves. Some people need you to be that light to show them like, oh, okay, Anna from middle school, Anna from work can do this. Why can't I? Like, there's no reason why I can't. And then like having someone that you help see the light come to you and be like, I have lost 20 pounds. I have been able to stop taking my blood pressure medication, makes you realize, holy crap, by me asking this girl, do you want to join with me and do this? Like, you've just changed her whole trajectory of her health. Like, not even just the happiness that it brings, but you literally have helped change this lady's life. And working in healthcare, you want to change people's lives. You want to be there for that. But being able to do that without the medical part is like a whole nother light I lost from my full-time job. Like, I had lost that light, and this has done nothing but show me that light is still there and that I can help others. And it has made me like, I'm just like, no lies. Right now, my heart is pounding because talking to people is like normal, but expressing what something's done for you and your fears and your goals and helping other people do that is terrifying. But the feeling is literally an adrenaline rush. You're over here like, holy crap, I'm doing this. I'm stepping outside of my comfort zone. It makes you grow. It makes you realize I don't have to just be who I always thought I was supposed to be. I can be so much more. And that's what coaching's done for me. It's made me realize like I can help people, but I can become so much better and be the best person I'm supposed to be.
All the feels. So I'm Alexa. I have been a coach for the longest out of those of us on here. And I was absolutely the girl that hated hard on the whole idea of being a coach. I hated hard on all things network marketing. It was not for me. I am very typical type A, went to a good school, got a good degree, but just kind of had 3 majors during college because didn't know what you wanted to do with your life. So that went well. But at one point, I realized that my yo-yo dieting wasn't working anymore. It was really unhealthy, and I needed to change. And so I started with a fitness program, and I was working really hard, and I was going to go to grad school. It's going to be great. Going to be great. My coach, on pretty much the same day I started prepping for my GMAT, asked me if I wanted to be a coach. I literally laughed, and there were swear words, but I'm like, no, hard pass. She's like, okay. I'm like, I'm busy. I'm working on going to grad school. I proceeded to never actually get past 1 page in that grad school GMAT prep book. And I just kind of went on about my life because it wasn't lighting a fire for me at all. And I kept doing my journey, my health journey that I had started because of needing to make that change. And my coach, I'm again, very type A. So when she says a part of this is reading a personal development book, I'm like, okay, sounds good. So I read it. I'm like, I basically just did whatever she told me to do. And probably about a week later, a coworker that sat next to me was wondering what the heck happened and why I was so happy, because I was about 2 months into programs done. I had lost 11 pounds, I believe, at that point. And I was just happier and had more energy and had this routine. And I was a different person. People often look at me now and are like, oh, you're so outgoing, blah, blah, blah. I am the definition of a hermit and extremely shy and introverted. I don't have a huge friend circle because of that, because I've always just been a homebody and wanted to stay home and like aggressively. So I decided to say yes to coaching because frankly, I wanted the commission from my coworker to sign up. I understood how it worked because I like did the research when I got asked and said, heck no. And when I decided to say why not, I just kind of went for it because I wasn't going to let them see me fail. You know, all those people that in my brain were telling me that this was a bad idea. But all those people in my brain were myself, because as soon as I shared my transformation on social media, I had severe support. And I never really looked back. And over the years, coaching has been something that I've always had as like my side hustle. When I first started doing it full time was not a goal of mine. It was just kind of, I wanted extra money. I did not need extra money and I did not have extra time to give to it. I worked 60 hours a week. So it was not like, oh, I need a hobby. Like, not really. But I leaned in and it was giving me a kind of passion and energy at night that I couldn't get from work. Like I could have came home and continued working at night every night at 9 to 11, but instead I leaned into coaching. It gave me the flexibility. I was laid off from one job and got a new one and I hated it. And I got very sick and I had to kind of make a choice. Something has to give. And it was either my job or coaching, and it wasn't going to be coaching because coaching made me a better person. So I went to coach full time for a little bit, and coaching became something that gave me the flexibility to take care of my body and take care of myself and still have an income. And it taught me to believe in the capability that we have to get abundance from the world and get funds in a way that it isn't traditional. I do still have a full-time job right now. So after I got healthy again, I did go back to work, but coaching had taught me that you don't have to follow the ladder the way that we all think you have to, or like, maybe that's not a we all thing. Maybe that's just a Alexa thing. But I was like, this is what you're going to do. You're going to go to the good school. You're going to get the corporate office. You're going to work like this is who you are. And it's like, that's just what you think success is growing up, or by you again, me. I'm sure other people have different views. That's what I always envisioned. And it was really scary for me to get away from that. But I decided to go for it. And it changed my world. So now I have a full-time job that I absolutely love. It is so much fun. I work 32 hours a week instead of 40 because I asked for it, because I understood finally that you could ask for what you want from the world and it'll make you a better person. My cover letter, this is a joke I always like to tell, my cover letter is talking about I'm the chief energy officer of a situation, and it has nothing to do like how a typical cover letter should be. And my boss now said I basically had the job before she met me, and I walked in the door and it was a yes, because I was different. Something about me was different. And it is insane how when you take care of yourself and when you push yourself to grow in different ways, like, yes, coaching was not what I planned. Coaching was not just like an opportunity for me to get $50 here and there. It became something that completely changed my world and changed who I am as a person. It will change who I am as a mother one day. It will give me the freedom to one day as a mother not work full-time and work part-time while my kids are around so I can be home with them for the first year. I don't want to be a full-time mom forever. Just putting that in the universe. But it's insane. And now we are 4 years into our community, and I can't tell you how cool it is, because this community got me through a year that I didn't think I would get through on my own. That because of my hermit self, I don't have a big friend circle outside of these ladies, and they are my best friends now, and we do everything as a team. And I can't explain the feeling of feeling supported and getting helped through the really hard times in your life and seeing things prosper on the other side and seeing things grow. And now my thing I look at every morning, what my vision for my life is creating a connected community of women for myself and the others that need it, because we do need it. And it's okay to admit that you need people in your life that are going to push you to be a better version of yourself. And we just all need that. And like, so often we're like, we have it, but like your gossipy friends from high school are not that. So that's my story with coaching. It has grown over time. I believe it will keep growing into all the different ways that it can push me as a human, and it will change every aspect. It's not just your health and fitness, but it is also your health and fitness.
So I kind of have some similarities with Alexa. When I got asked to be a coach and even just started Challenge Group the first time, I was like, who the heck is this person right now? I don't even know this lady. What is she talking about? And then I attended an info session like this. And then I just said, well, why the hell not? What am I got to lose? Like, I'm already doing this workout thing. If I can make some money, pay for my shakes, why not? But before coaching and really before I started my first challenge group, I felt like I became a robot. I just went through my daily actions and I was not loving life at all. I had kind of just recently moved to Michigan. I did not know anybody. I was working as a full-time engineer. All of my coworkers had kids, so it wasn't like you could like I'm friends with some of my coworkers, but it's not like you could go out and hang out on the weekends. I had moved with my boyfriend at the time, and we were not in a good spot, and it was more so like I was happy that I had him, because then I wasn't 100% completely alone, because I think that I was already in a pretty low spot when I started coaching, but I was kind of like happy that I had at least someone in my life. And then saying yes to coaching meant now I have all of these new people that at the time I had never met in my life. And I was like, wait, they're like actually like checking up on me and seeing how I'm doing. And like, this is kind of cool. And like something that before coaching, and I had a really hard time when I started coaching, I am a giver. I give to everyone else around me and make sure that everyone else around me is okay before I ever worry about myself. So there have been several times in my life when I'm like literally at a breaking point, but I'm giving and giving and giving and giving. And coaching has taught me to not necessarily but like take the time for myself. It's not selfish to take an hour of my day to work on me, because when I do that, then I'm a better person all around. I'm a better coworker. I'm a better engineer now because I take the time for myself in the morning to get a workout in and read some personal development. I'm a better now fiance, going to be wife, because I've taken the time to really dig up all those past scars that I've been like just bearing away and deal with them and face them, because a huge part of coaching is personal development. And really with that, it's just taking care of yourself every single day. But I really don't think I would have done that if it wasn't for coaching. And then like now I enjoy doing this. Like I've been sitting in this same exact spot for 12 and a half hours working, like pausing on work because I have a project due tomorrow, because this gets me excited and really will fire me up to finish my work tonight. And had it been not for coaching, I would have been like, well, I don't need to attend this random call that these people want to do. No, why not? You have literally nothing to lose by learning more information. And I think that, like, reflecting back on 2.5 years ago, I'm so happy that I said, sure, I'll learn more, because for so many other times in my life, I just closed the door, because you don't need to do that. You already have a job, you have a house, you have a life, you have dogs, you have chickens. You don't need to add one extra thing to your life. But now I'm confident in myself. I did not necessarily have any weight to lose when I started this journey, but because of that, I got a lot of questions like, why are you doing this? You don't have any weight to lose. But now those questions have stopped, and I get family members that are like, I'm so proud of you. Your smile is brighter. You look happier. You're more confident. I would have never been talking on a call like this 2.5 years ago. It would not have happened. So I think coaching all around just like taught me how to take care of myself and made me confident in who I am. And I don't care what anyone else has to say, because I like who I am. And if you don't, then you don't need to be in my life. So, and I would not have ever owned that as much, I don't think, if it wasn't for coaching. So that's kind of my story.
I love it. Oh, I just get so fired up with these. Okay, so I'm Cassidy. I have been doing Beachbody programs for like 3 years this summer, and also this summer will be 3 years of coaching. Remember when I first did my first, challenge group? I was super excited. I went literally all in, followed the program to the T, followed my nutrition to the T, checked into the group multiple times. It was the best, and it had changed my life physically. And because I had so much weight to lose, completely turning my whole lifestyle as a 360, it dropped a lot of weight very quickly. And then it kind of started stabling out and becoming a lot more healthy. But again, I was eating out 3 or 4 meals a day, every single day. I would go to work in my office cube, and then I'd come home and I'd sit on the couch. That was it. And so this, completely just transformed my life, gave me my energy back, was transformed my relationships, transformed my friendships. When I first started coaching, it was just to help a couple other people feel as good as I did. Whether it was losing weight or gaining muscle, I just wanted everyone else to feel as amazing as I would. And if anything, if anyone said no, I was going to get a discount on the product. So that for me was, either way, I wasn't going to lose anything. Started helping a few people. I liked coaching. I always liked coaching, but I never thought it would be something that I would do long term. I never thought it would be something that I could see myself, years down the road being a full-time coach. That was never the vision I had for my life, but I also didn't really know what I did want to do, like when I grew up. These last, really year and a half, really started to dive into coaching and having a lot more fun with it and connecting with more people, changing more people's lives, bringing on other coaches to help even more people change even more people's lives. And it has completely changed my world. I've just recently paid off my car. And when it was 15 or 16 months early. When I first got my car, I was making extra payments because I didn't have student loans yet. Then it turned into, okay, now I got student loans, but I was still, kind of just doing the minimum payment for a while. And then I started really coaching. So I had the extra $50, $60, $100 sometimes. I'm going to throw this in there because I don't want anything to get flagged. Income Beachbody disclaimer. You're not guaranteed any level of success or income to teach Beachbody coach opportunity. Each coach income depends on his or her own efforts and diligence and skill. Okay, so I had a couple extra dollars here and there. So I'd be putting that towards my car payment every single month without even thinking, because it wasn't affecting my income. I was still able to pay my bills and everything else, but I had extra money. So I started putting it towards my car payment. And I was able to pay it off 15 months early. And I never thought that I would do something like that. Quarantine happened. I don't know if you know this, we're in a world global pandemic. I work in a restaurant, and I've been forced to be at home and take on even more coaching, responsibilities and joys, and be able to put even more time and effort into what I do as a coach. And for the first time in my life, I feel like I have a purpose. I feel like there's the getting up in the morning at 6 o'clock to get a workout done, to go help other people with their workout or motivating them. It's so fulfilling. And it's also given me my life back. I used to work anywhere between 50 and 80 hours a week. And then I also just started school this year because I apparently needed to add something else to my plate. But in the 8 years that me and my husband have been together, this was the first time that we've had to have dinner together almost every single night because that's what we wanted to do. Like actually making dinner together more than just Sunday if we're not tired enough from both working all weekend. Like I see myself becoming a full-time coach so I can actually dictate what my schedule looks like, so I can actually spend quality time with my dogs and loving them because they deserve it. And then also still like enjoying time with my husband and doing house projects that would have never gotten done. So it fires me up. It fuels my, like everything in my life right now. And what I've proved to myself over the last almost 3 years is it is what you make of it. With not putting in as much time and effort into coaching in the beginning and maybe helping a couple people here and there, it kind of helped me here and there. stayed really consistent on my own journey, but as far as like financial freedom or time freedom or actually making coaching a rewarding, fulfilling financial job, it wasn't there because I wasn't doing it. But as I've started putting in more time and effort into coaching and allowing myself to like really embrace everything about coaching, I see this becoming even more a part of my life as this just continues to grow and we keep changing lives and helping other people. And it's just, yeah. Okay. I'm going to be done now before I keep talking.
All right. Well, that was awesome. Thanks to everyone that's shared their story. I think it goes to show that we all have our own journey and our own story, and I hope all of you can relate in some point. So I know you're thinking like, this sounds like an amazing opportunity, but I still have concerns. We wouldn't be sitting here if we didn't have some similar concerns either. I think you've heard from Alexa and Cass and even Ashley too. And I think we all can relate to, but most people say, I don't have time for this. This is a personal development thing, but having time is not an excuse. You choose your priorities and you choose what you want to do with your time. You want to be healthy, you want to coach, you want to do any of that, you're going to carve out time. And maybe that looks like 15 minutes on your lunch break, checking into a group or mentoring a friend that's rocking it or struggling or whatever that looks like. You're going to find pockets of time. And so having time, I'm just going to be blunt, is not really an excuse. So, and I think for me as a nurse, I've gone from being a challenger and working 12-hour shifts and alternating between days and nights, and finding excuses to not have the time to like take care of myself. But throughout this journey, I know that carving out the time for not only myself, but also to mentor people has made me a better person. So I'm happy to elaborate if you guys have individual questions too, but I truly believe that we all have the time. It just depends on what you choose to spend it on. Now, another concern that people have is, who am I going to find? Like, who's going to want to follow me? And that's something that I initially struggled with a little bit after, some of my family members were super interested and intrigued into what I was doing and wanted to try it out. And then the excitement fizzled out and you had to figure out who else you were going to support. You could support your mom, your best friend, your sister, your cousin, even your hairdresser. I had coworkers like Alexa too, that were reaching out to me and could tell something was different. People are always watching. My boss has been watching. A random lady at Costco commented, I'm not even kidding, commented on my knee-high boots that I absolutely loved, that now that I've lost weight, my calves have this much extra room in those boots. And she looked at me and she said, girl, you do not need those wide calf boots. And so we connected and we chatted, and random strangers who don't even know you are watching, and you can connect with people like that too. So, and then as a nurse actually too, I have had patients that have seen me over the course of my journey. Unfortunately, they've had to come to us for cancer treatment over this length of time, and they have sometimes had to do double takes, and they're like, is that really you? And we'll chat about that too. So when you are questioning who you're going to find to do this with you, you're going to have a plethora of people who are close to you or not even anywhere close to you that will want to do it with you. You just have to believe that you're good enough, and you are, to inspire and motivate people. Now, another concern, whether you're just getting started on your health journey or you've been a challenger for a while, is about the expense of coaching. One thing that I absolutely love, and you've heard some of us start with it too, is that it's been a motivating factor just to get our products paid for. The things that we use, the things that I've used on a daily basis to get the results that I've wanted and used in my health journey. The expenses is really what you make it. It's what products you use. And again, insert income disclaimer here. Really, it's what you make it. So your diligence, effort, and skill really dictate how much you make out of this business and what it pays for you. So the great thing about Beachbody as well is we don't have any inventory or quotas. The only products I store at my house are the ones that I'm going to use and the ones I'm going to give away to my challengers too. So that's one thing that I've loved about network marketing in this particular business is not having a certain quota to meet every month. You know, like Cass said, and Ashley and Alexa and all of us can attest to, it's what you make it. And if you're in a season where you can't put in as much time, it's your business. As long as you're okay with that, you're good with that. But if you're ready to go gung-ho, it's your time. So last kind of concern that's a pretty overarching theme is, you know, most people in this business, they don't want to be salespeople. And I had that concern too. But what I found is when I use the products consistently and I got the results that I wanted from this, I couldn't help but want to share it with people too. I get asked all the time about the shakes I drink or my pre-workout happy juice that I call it, and people want to know. And so one mental mindset shift that I had to make too is I started talking up like things that I bought at Costco. I'm like a Costco fan. If you don't have one, I'm sorry, but you need to find one. And so I started talking about all these things that you should go and buy at Costco because we got on that topic. And then I realized, why do I not have as much passion or excitement about talking about the products that I use? And I should just be proud of what I use and what's gotten me the results. So when you feel like a salesperson, you're really not, because it's the same as recommending, you know, your favorite hairdresser or product at Costco if you're me. So otherwise, a lot of people talk about it being a pyramid scheme and just trying to like get more people involved. Really, the true definition of a pyramid scheme is that you're getting rewarded for bringing more and more people on. It's actually your individual business is dictated on what you do as a coach, not what other people do. And so while a lot of people do believe this is a pyramid scheme, it's truly not. So I hope that shares a little bit of insight into this, most of the concerns that people have when getting started as a coach.
So we are actually one of the longest running direct sales in the health and wellness field for the reason that we are not a pyramid scheme and we follow all the rules really strictly. So there is sometimes some misconceptions about if you would or wouldn't be good at coaching. And I want to share if this might not be the right thing for you or if it might be the right thing for you. So some things that this probably, if this is you, it probably isn't the right thing for you. If you're not ready to put an effort, honestly, if you're not ready to put an effort, we would love to support you as a challenger, but I get a little sassy on people. If you're going to have someone pay you money to sign up, you better be running a challenge group. And the thing is, we don't make you run challenge groups by yourself. Like it is your business. Who you help is your thing, but we do things as a team. But you have to be willing to check in with people. You have to be willing to show up. Don't be the coach that signs up 3 people and then quits. I can't freaking stand that. Don't sign up and you just think that you're going to snap your fingers and make $300 overnight doing nothing. Snap your fingers and in 6 months be making $1 million. That's not a thing. It's not. So don't think it is. It is not a get rich quick scheme. You get what you put in. It takes effort. And to be a good coach, you have to show up. So you have to be there for other people. And again, like Maria said, and like when I shared in my journey, I had this year that I was very rough. These ladies carried me and frankly carried my challengers, but we were all very open about it. And it was a group effort. And yes, we all have those seasons. That's going to happen once in a while. And we cover each other's butts. But you have to be trying, and no like teammate of yours, because your business is your business. No teammate of yours is going to cover your ass when you are never there to help cover theirs or help cover the teams or be a part of it. So it does take effort. It isn't for you if you're not ready to challenge the normal. So you can be scared of challenging the normal, and going towards your fear is different than being stuck in the mindset of you need to do your ladder climbing of like college and corporate office and then a corner office and then wear your suit and all that jazz. It's different than that. And I think you have to be okay that the age that we live in right now, network marketing is huge. It is normal. And you have to accept that that is normal. You can't treat it like something that's weird because it's going to be weird if you make it weird. So don't make it weird. All right. Another thing that it might not be for you is if you are looking, oh my, that's like an army plane, like, sorry, right above my head. So that it is something that you won't do well if you like clocking in and clocking out and thinking you're going to be successful. It's called an employee mindset in my mind. But if you just want to sit down and say you're coaching for 1 hour tonight and then not do anything and then click out, you aren't going to make any money. So if you're here to make money and you want to make money with business, you are going to have to do something with it. It isn't based on how much you work. It is you doing the right things. And if you were to sign up as a coach ever with our team, we would tell you what the right things are and help you from success leaves clues. You probably are in the right place, and your little heart pull that you might want to do this is probably right if you're ready for change. If you're ready to put something into your life that is going to make a massive impact, even if you're not really sure what it is, because you don't know how your story is going to connect to one of our stories, it probably will go down a similar path of one of our stories, because when you talk to a lot of coaches, it often includes something of staying healthier, of creating a ripple in the people's lives around you, so like your circle, your family, your friends, even if they don't sign up with you. Just like Jess said, her brother, who has nothing to do with Beachbody, is reaching out to her for support. My whole family works out. Like, even if they aren't like on the Beachbody train 24/7, they all are healthier because of it. So if you're ready to make that change and you want something different for your life, if you're feeling a little unfulfilled in your job, it is okay to go to college for 4 years, go to college for 8 years, have really fancy degrees, and get in a job and realize it doesn't make you happy. There's nothing wrong with that. There's also nothing wrong with having a job that makes you very happy and you want to just add something on the side. I, again, work full-time and I'm a very full-time coach. I do say I'm a full-time both because I work that much for both because I love it. And it brings me so much joy, and they bring me passion and purpose for different reasons. And my whole day's happy. I love it. So it might also be for you, though, if you are ready to consistently invest time for change. Just like your body, you need to consistently show up for healthier eating, for your nutrition. You need to consistently read personal development if you want your mindset to actually change. You are the product of what hits you the most often. It's like there's a book called The Slight Edge. Even if you're not going to sign up as a coach, I think everyone should get it. Basically what it is every decision you make has an up or a down. There is no neutral decisions in your life. So you have to consistently invest the yeses in order to make change in your life. It is like, duh. It's like, it should be like physics, but I don't know if that's a thing. But you have to be wanting to consistently invest time in something other than your Netflix or scrolling social media or all the other time sucks that you have. So that is something that would probably mean that you're on the right track. If you want to consistently put time towards a new hobby or a new side job that does something good for yourself. You're also probably going on the right track if you just want something more for your life. And it's okay if with something more, you are getting started by having no clue what it is. Because none of us here knew what we were signing up for, other than it might make us healthier. It might make us better people. It might make us a few dollars. Again, income disclaimer, it has made a lot of us more than a few dollars. It has changed our lives completely. I think we have Cass and Maria are over 80 pounds down. It has, Anna, I don't know how many you are. You're probably damn near 80 now too. You guys are all crazy. It's amazing. Or you could be like Ashley and you could have biceps of God. No, it is so cool. If you want more from your life, and often I think when we say this to someone that isn't in the coaching world, we want you to think, or you perceive it as you want to become a full-time crazy Beachbody coach person for all of your life. That's not what wanting more for your life necessarily means. Yeah, so that's your goal. Like it is for Cass, and it will be one day for me. Absolutely. But it could also just mean you want more for your life and you want to find that thing that lights your fire. You want to find that job that lights your fire. And right now you're scared to do that too. Up-leveling yourself in other areas will always up-level all the areas. It's like something of the tide of the bay. There's a saying about something raises all ships. Again, you don't need to be organized with your wording in order to be a successful coach. But y'all know what I'm saying. So wanting more for your life and putting something else good in your life will only make the other things in your life good too. And it will teach you, just like Ashley said, to slowly push the bad things out so more good can fit in.
So now you probably have a decision to make. You could decide to pass, like maybe this coaching thing you think is not for you. Maybe you think that we're crazy. So the consequences of deciding to pass, one, you probably, if you take a deep dive into why you're saying no, is it just because you're scared? Is it because you're scared of the unknown? You're scared of what people are going to think? You're scared of what that Sally Sue down the road that you knew when you were 5 is going to say to you the next time you see her? Or is it because you really just don't want to do it, or you're just scared to get out of your comfort zone? 9 times out of 10, I think it's you're scared to get out of your comfort zone. You're scared of the unknowns. Go read Fear is My Homeboy and push past that. And then the other consequence deciding to pass today is wondering what would have been if you had said yes. So you probably see us on social media. You're going to see that we're going to keep doing things like this. You're going to see us keep uplifting our lives, uplifting other people's lives, and honestly just leveling up. So that's some consequences on if you decide to pass. If you decide you want to join us as a coach, one, you get to be part of this badass team that we all are part of, where we take pre-workout birthday shots at random times in the morning. Like, who does that? Come on. And then, like, with that, you have this community, you have these new friends, but because you have this, you will, one, become more accountable in your own health and fitness journey. And like with that, you will start to grow your mind more than I think you would if you were just a challenger. You will dive into some deeper personal development. And not only with that, like you'll process other things throughout your life because you're doing kind of some more deeper personal development. So yes, it'll be scary, but like you're stepping outside of that little box that you've put yourself in, which means you're giving yourself the chance to become a different person. And maybe it's the person that you've been wanting to become, but you're not going to know that unless you take that step and just say, why the hell not? Because honestly, what do you have to lose? Getting healthy, having some fun friends. So those are kind of your options.
All right, so I know that was a lot of information. Do not be overwhelmed. Again, this is recorded, so if you want to go back and rewatch it, you can just, I encourage everyone, either if you're on live with us or you watch the recording, is after you're done, connect with the person that brought you here. Connect with that person that invited you here and talk about how that made you feel. Is it something that you want to pursue? Is it something maybe not for you? Is it maybe just diving into a challenge group? Talk to that person, be open and honest, and we will be open and honest back with you. So we love you all. Maybe some tough love, but it might be what you need to hear. And so whether you want to do this or not, we also have a really nice, clean like PDF that we can go ahead and send you as well that just kind of lays out all the information in one concise place if you don't want to watch the whole video again. So any questions? I think, Ashley, you're the only one that stayed on live, which is okay. Do you have any questions off the top? There you go.
Not off the top of my head, no.
All right, I'm going to stop the recording.